Good evening, team. I hope that we had a nice holiday. So, today we will be completing our R Essentials class, and we are going to look at introduction to that's data visualization using ggplot2. Then, after that, there is a very good book in case now you want to advance in R. I'll be in a position to share with you guys. Uh, there is the current edition that I'm having. So, but as you are waiting for our colleagues for the next maybe 7 minutes, we can have a recap of what we did last time. And maybe today I want to start with Shanice. You can give us a recap of what we discussed that was last week on it was on a Thursday.
Shanice, are you in a position to speak? Okay.
Okay,
Brenda,
Brenda,
can
can
you
you
assist
assist
Shanice and
Shanice
give
and
us
give
a
us a
recap of
recap of
what we
what we
did
did
last
last
Thursday?
Thursday?
Yes,
Yes,
Shanice, I
Shanice, I
see
see
your
your
hand is
hand
up.
is up.
Hello. So about the things that we did last Saturday, last Thursday, is that we looked how to group. Hello, do you get me?
Yes, yes, yes. We can hear you.
So what we saw last week, we saw the summarize, how to calculate the how to use summarize, and also we saw the summarize, we saw the column names, how to do the column names and select. What else did we see? I think that's what we saw last Thursday.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Shanice, for that. What we looked into, what we did basically is that we were still working on data transformation using DPLYR package, and we were able to look at how do you deal with groups of data. That's why we looked into summarize and group by function. Mostly they are used together. I think also you are able to look into how to deal, I think, with the columns. Yeah, it was how to deal with the columns and so on. And I gave out an assignment. I have just remembered. I haven't seen people sending this one. I gave out an assignment on to select all columns except those from here today inclusive. And yeah, I think that was the question that I gave. Maybe you can just take note once more and you can reshare later. I just remembered. I forgot because I could have reminded you. Okay. So today we will be completing the R essentials. And we are just going to look at introduction to data visualization using ggplot2, a brief one. Then after that, I'll be sharing a project with you and more notes for you to go through. But basically, this unit was just our essentials. In fact, this is the cohort that I have taken so much time with. In most cases, I do train in 6 days, but this one I think we have gone for more. What it means is that I have even gone more deeper in terms of these are essentials unit. But let us look at what we are supposed to cover today with regards to R essentials. The first thing, I want you to open a new script. And as you know, you go to File, then New File, then R script. Uh, and it is always recommended you rename your script. Go to File, Save As, and then you can call it Data Visualize Introduction because it is introduction to data visualization with ggplot2 package. Okay, it is a long one anyway. So that's what we want to look into today, like how this is the main package that we normally use in terms of data visualization in R. But first of all, it is good always to have some kind of theory behind each and every item so that you understand. The first thing is that I want us to define what data visualization is. I want us to define what data visualization is. And maybe I want to pick Claire, if you're in a position to speak, can you tell us what data visualization is just based on your own thinking? What do you think data visualization is? Any trial, Claire? Collins, do you know what data visualization is? And also, Tim, in case you are still on transit or you are not yet settled and I have asked a question, you can just notify me so that we try to move a bit faster. Collins, in case you're in a position to speak, please tell us what data visualization is using your own thinking.
Hello, can I be gotten? Am I clear?
You are far away from your mic. You are not very audible.
And now, can I be gotten?
Yes, yes, yes. You are clear now.
Okay, according to my understanding, I think data visualization is the purpose of that data used for.
Okay, thank you for that trial. According to Collins, like understanding is saying that it is the purpose for which the data is used. That's a good trial. Uh, Gertrude Cherotich, I see your hand is up.
Yes, my hand is up. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, data visualization is presenting your data in form of graphs, charts, just to make it easier for like executives or any other person to interpret
Exactly.
or to
It is an
understand.
easy. Okay, thank you. In fact, let me share something. Let me share something before even we go further. There's something I got somewhere, and it will enhance understanding in this class. Okay. So this is what you call data visualization. So this is ATM transactions report. This person was just doing some kind of analysis. Ephraim, you can mute. Ephraim, you can mute. And also maybe you can put your mic off, like your camera. Okay, thank you. So this is what you call data visualization. Like we have ATM transactions report. Like this person has come up with a dashboard. I don't know, this one was generated using Tableau or Power BI. So basically, this is data visualization. You see, you cannot, when you are going to an executive meeting, this is like a board meeting, management meeting. This is a report that you are supposed to present. Like you are presenting what can easily be understood by someone and interpreted. So this is what called data visualization. Okay, so let me now come back to uh, the main thing you are supposed to cover. So basically data visualization, we are talking about graphical representation of data or visual representation of data, if we can say so. So that is what data visualization is. So another thing here now, we need to look at what we call the application of this of ggplot2 package, like this package called ggplot2. How is it applied? As we saw when we were dealing with when we are dealing with it was data transformation, we saw that we had some kind of philosophy that we were following up. Like there was something like a template. So when you are dealing also with ggplot2, it is good to know what various terms mean. So when you are writing your code and so on, you are able to easily understand whatever you are doing. So application of ggplot2 package. So the first thing we have what called aesthetic. We have what called aesthetic. And this aesthetic, in most cases, it is written as AES in lowercase, like AES in lowercase. So what do they mean? These are, when you're talking about aesthetic, you are talking about visual attributes. These are the visual attributes that affect that affect how data, sorry, they are visual attributes that affect how data is displayed in graphics. How data is displayed in graphics. So when you are talking about aesthetic, normally represented as AES, we are talking about the visual attributes that affect how data is displayed in graphics. So an example of this, you can give examples. The first thing that a visual attribute that affect how data is presented. The first one I can say is the color. So you can try to customize your visualization with regards to on maybe the brand of the company. Another thing is the line type. Like you can have a continuous line or a dotted line, or I can call it a broken line. Another one, we can talk of mostly color, line type are, are the main. I can say these are the main visual attributes and represent what you call aesthetic. The second item that you need to understand is called geometric objects. And this is not the geometry. I think there was mathematics. There was some kind of mathematics that was called geometry, but this one is called geometric objects. Mostly in R, we'll be writing at geom, Geom. So geometric objects or geom are used for visual. They are used for visual representation of observations. They are used for visual representation of observations, stock data. So geometric objects, abbreviated as GEOM, they are used for visual representation of observations or data. So examples here, examples, we have bar charts, We can have line charts, can have lines, we can have points. Points mostly we use for what we call a scatter plot, and we are going to plot one of them. So geometric objects are used for visual representation of observations or data. So it is very important to understand these items, the theory, so that whenever you are doing the practical, you know what you are doing. So we now want to look at this is just an introduction to data visualization. As I said, it's a very brief uh, topic. First of all, I want us to look at the application of where I have already mentioned. So this package is already you installed the tidyverse package, but as well you can just install the package directly. This package is called ggplot2. You can install this package called ggplot2, but I'm very sure in case you install tidyverse, you don't need to install ggplot2 again because it is found within, or tidyverse ggplot2 is inbuilt within tidyverse. So what you can only do is to load it. But in case you don't have it, you can install the same way I'm doing. Like in case you, for especially for those people who installed dplyr, those people who fail to install tidyverse, you can install ggplot2. I hope I'm not confusing anyone. So rule number 2 with packages, we say before you start using any package, you must load it using the library function. So for those who are using ggplot2, in case you didn't have tidyverse, you go to library, then ggplot2. Then you load it. That's the rule with packages. Whenever you load it, you have to, before you use it, you have to load it. So there's an error, but it is immaterial, doesn't affect whatever I'm going to do. So the second thing we want to do, and I hope in case you have any issue, always we know how we do, you just raise up your hand. The second thing we want to do now, we want to apply this visualization. So the data set that we are going to use is called MPG dataset. And this MPG dataset is inbuilt within the ggplot2 package. So maybe it is good always we understand our data. After we understand our data, we are going to define our business problem before now we plot.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Okay, I've not understood. When you are doing loading this tidyverse, do I load the whole of it, or I only load the ggplot?
Okay. So I have said ggplot is found within tidyverse. Like let us say in a home we are having maybe your parents, then we are having the children. I can say so. So um, I don't know if that is the right example to use, but this is what is happening. Like tidyverse is a collection of all packages that are used for data science in R, meaning that within tidyverse you have ggplot2, within tidyverse you have dplyr, and so on. So if you already installed tidyverse successfully during our last sessions on data transformation, you don't need to install ggplot2. You only need to load tidyverse. In case you did not successfully install tidyverse but you use dplyr, it means you need to install ggplot2 and load it. So in summary is that ggplot2 is found inside or within tidyverse. So if you install it again and you hit tidyverse, it means it is like a repetition. Yeah. I don't know if that is clear, Brenda.
Yes, it is. Thanks.
Okay. So for those people who already had tidyverse, just load it direct using the library function. And for the team, I think it was Ephraim and Claire Sharon who installed dplyr directly. You have to install ggplot2. Okay. So the next thing is to understand our dataset. The name of the dataset we are using is called MPG. So to know more about our dataset, you just put a question mark, then type MPG and run it so that you get the explanation here. So this data is the fuel economy data from 1999 to 2008 for 38 popular models of cars. And this data set can be accessed from this. It is an open source data that anyone is allowed to use. So it contains various models of vehicles from 1999 to 2008. And in terms of usage, it is the name given to this data set is MPG. And our data has 234 rows and 11 variables. It has various columns. One is the manufacturer, like you can have various manufacturers of vehicle. We can have Volkswagen, Toyota, I think Nissan, and so on. It has more various models. It has another column called DISPL, which stands for engine displacement in liters. It has year of manufacture. These vehicles have number of cylinders. It has a type of transmission. It has drive, which means the type of drivetrain, where F stands for front wheel drive, R stands for rear wheel drive, 4 stands for four wheel drive. CTY stands for city miles per gallon. HWY is highway miles per gallon. FL is fuel type. Then we have class, like type of car, and so on. We can proceed further by using the view function to view our data. And remember the view function, V is capital. We can view our data. This is our data. You see, we have manufacturer, model of the car, engine displacement, year of manufacture, cylinder, transmission, and so on. So this is our data. So we have seen our data that we are going to use, but having data alone will not assist you in doing anything unless it is able to answer a business problem. So our business problem that we are having here is that we want to advise a client if cars with big engines use more fuel use more fuel than those with small engines. So you want to advise a client if cars with big engines use more fuel than those with small. Of course, it is yes, but let us see what the data says. Maybe the data might be showing us a different thing. So, after knowing what we need, the variables that we are going to use in our data, variables of columns of interest. One is DSPL and highway fuel efficiency. Sorry, highway miles per gallon, HWY, and sorry, and engine displacement, DISPL. It is here. The explanation you can get it here. Engine displacement in liters and highway miles per gallon, like how much distance can this car travel. So we are having engine displacement and highway miles per gallon. So we want to advise a client if cars with big engines use more fuel than those with small engines. So we have known our we have known our variables, the business problem, and so on. So now it is now us to plot and interpret. So to plot with ggplot2, you start with the function ggplot. You start with the function ggplot. After that, you see, even it is telling us what we need to do. The next thing is the name of our data set. Data is equals to mpg. So this one alone, if we execute this line, it will give us a blank plot. It will give us a blank plot. But I'm interested to come up with a scatter plot to show the relationship between the two variables, that is the highway, the engine displacement, and highway miles per gallon. So therefore, I want to remember when we were discussing on geom, we say that geom or geometric objects are used for visual representation of observations or data. Like I want to represent my data in form of a scatter plot or what called points. Yes.
Sorry to disturb. I have raised my hand for a while now. That's
Oh,
why
sorry.
I've
I
come in.
haven't.
Uh, My issue is this ggplot when I'm trying to do the function which you've just put ggplot data is equal to mpg. I'm having an error, a pop-up error,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which is error in fetch key. I don't. They say lazy load database. It's giving me a link there of to do something to do with my library or something which I've already
Let me
which
Maybe
I've
you
check.
can
already
share.
run.
Okay. Are you
Are
in a
you in a
position to
position to
share it?
share it?
Yes,
Yeah.
no
Your
issue.
screen. Yeah.
Are you able to see my screen?
Mhm. Let us maybe start. Line number 8 of code, it worked well.
Yes, this one was okay.
18, no, 10.
10, I had no issue.
Mhm.
Even I had a view and it was
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm. Line number 30, 14 rather.
14 it didn't work. 14 it gave me an internal server error.
So it means I'm wondering why an error and you can view it. Hmm. Suppose you go to search button, the search button, find in a topic something like that. I don't know there and type mpg. You see.
Okay.
Okay,
It
it
is
is
fine.
fine.
First
First
of
of
all,
all,
go
go
to,
to,
as
as
I'm
I'm
trying
trying
to
to
figure out
figure out
this
this
error,
error,
try
try to line number 22. When you plot ggplot, it tells you what?
but
But it is, hmm?
Yeah, that's the error.
Oh, your library is corrupted.
just
Just
say
say,
okay,
okay,
plot.
ggplot.
What
What
about
about
if you
if you
proceed?
proceed?
Just
Just
try
try
to
to, then
data
data
is
is
equal
equals
to
to
mpg.
mpg.
Then
Then
execute
execute
first
first
that
that
line. I
line. I
see
see
if
if
it will
it will
give
give
us.
us,
Yeah, it
yeah,
will
it will
work.
work.
It will
It will
work.
work.
So I
So I
think the
think the
issue
issue
is
is
just the
just the
interaction
interaction
between
between
your
your
R
R
and
and
your
your
operating
operating
system,
system,
R
R
Studio and
Studio and
operating
operating
system.
system.
So
So
sometimes
sometimes
R
R
Studio
Studio
also
also
misbehaves
misbehaves
whereby
whereby
you
you
need
need
to
to
restart and
restart
so
and
on.
so
But
on.
this
But
one
this
will
one
work.
will work.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
fine.
fine.
Then
Then
Shanice, I
Shanice,
saw
I
your
saw your
hand was
hand
up.
was up.
It's okay. I did so where I made a mistake.
Yes, I
Yes, I
can't
can't
hear
hear
you.
you.
It's okay. I did it. I saw where I made a mistake, so there's no. It was okay. Like I solved the problem.
Okay.
Okay.
So we
So
want
we
to
want
come
to
up
come
with
up with
a
a
scatter
scatter
plot
plot
to
To come up with a scatter plot, we use what we call geom point. Geom. And so you see when I write geom, we have a bar, geom bar for a bar plot, geom box plot, and so on. These are just various data visualization. But if you want to see the relationship, mostly we use what called geom point. This one. In fact, even the explanation, you can see the point geom is used to create scatter plots. So the scatter plot is most useful for displaying the relationship between two continuous variables. It can be used to compare one continuous and one categorical and so on. So you see that we want to see the relationship, like how does, because we want to see if the cars with bigger engines are more fuel efficient than maybe those with smaller engines and so on. We want to see that relationship. That's why we are going for a geom point. So always geometric objects are mapped to what we call aesthetic. And we defined what aesthetic is. So you can see even it is telling us like mapping is equals to and so on. So you put mapping. This is the philosophy. Like this is like a template that we use for ggplot in terms of data visualization. So mapping is equals to aesthetic, then x to be equal to engine displacement, comma, then your y axis to be equal to highway miles per gallon. So first of all, let me put a comment before we execute and say, okay, geom point, I can just say used to show relationship between two variables. So ggplot2, always you start with that function, open bracket, you define the name of your data frame. So this is the name of our data. The second line, for instance, you want to plot what? Like you want to see the relationship. So it is a geom point. And this is always mapped to an aesthetic, like the visual attributes of the data. So you have the x-axis and the y-axis. So you have the engine highway fuel efficiency. Sorry, we have the engine displacement and highway miles per gallon. Then I think after that you can always execute. Then you can see our graphics window shows us our scatter plot. So I can zoom. I can zoom. So I hope you are together because we want to interpret. We want to interpret. So as you see, where is our help? we see
the
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 the y-axis, the vertical axis represents what? It represents highway miles per gallon,
while
while
um, while
while
the
the
x-axis
x-axis represents, that's I think it was engine displacement.
yeah
Yeah,
engine
engine displacement
in
in
liters.
liters.
So
So
we are
we are
having
having
engine
engine
displacement
displacement
in
in
liters,
liters,
and
and
we are
we are
having
having that is highway fuel
efficiency.
efficiency.
So
So
maybe
maybe
what's
what's
the
the
relationship?
relationship between the two?
And I
And I
want
want
just to
just to
pick
pick, because I know some of you are
still
still
doing
doing
some
some
statistics
statistics
and
and
so
so
on.
on.
And
And
this
this
is
is
a
a
common
common
for
for
those
those
people
people
who
who
are
are
doing
doing
business
business
analytics
analytics
course.
course.
In the
In the
last
last
exam, I
exam, I
saw
saw
something
something
like
like
this
this
in
in
the
the
business
business
IBEC
IBEC
business
business
analytics
analytics
exam. I
exam. I
saw
saw
some
some
image
image
like
like
this,
this,
and they
and they
want you
want
to
you to
describe
describe
first
first
of
of
all
all
the
the
relationship.
relationship.
So I
So I
want
want
just to
just to
pick
pick
Almasi.
Almasi.
What's the
What's the
relationship
relationship
between the
between the
two?
two?
Is it
Is it
positively positive?
positive?
Is it
Is
a
it a
negative?
negative?
Or there
Or
is no
there's no
relationship?
relationship?
Hello. I think it's a negative.
Yes, it
Yes,
is
it
a
is a
negative
negative
relationship.
relationship.
Explain
Explain
now
now
further.
further.
What
What
does it?
does it,
How are
how
you
are you
going to
going to
advise
advise
this
this
client
client
now?
now?
There's a
With
With
regards to
regards to
our
our
business
business
question,
question,
go
go
back
back
to
to
our
our
business
business
question,
question,
then
then
advise the
advise the
client.
client.
yeah. So the question was advise a client if the big engine cars use more fuel than those with small engines. Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
But from the scatter plot, we have seen that the relationship between the uh, engine displacement in liters versus the highway miles per gallon is inversely proportional. Which means for our question, to answer our question, our question will be yes.
No,
No,
but the
but the
client
client
cannot
cannot
understand
understand. Yes,
Almasi.
Almas.
So
So
does it
does it
mean
mean
does it
Yes.
does it
mean
mean
vehicles
vehicles
with
with
uh,
um
uh,
uh
like
like
vehicles
vehicles
with
with
bigger
bigger
engines
engines
are
are
more
more
fuel
fuel
efficient
efficient or less
Less fuel
with
efficient.
big engines?
They're less fuel efficient. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
he goes for big vehicles, he'll have to spend more on fuel consumption as compared to the small engines, which are more fuel efficient.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure.
sure.
That's
That's
how we
how we
interpret
interpret
this
this
visualization.
visualization.
Yes.
So
So
when you are
when you are
doing
doing
communication
communication
interpretation,
interpretation,
you
you
communicate in
communicate in
such a
such
way
a way
that
that
anyone
anyone
can
can
understand
understand
it.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
thank you
so
so
much
much
for
for
that.
that.
Any
Any
question
question
with
with
regards to
regards to
this
this
before we
before we
do
do
another
another
plot?
plot?
Yes,
Yes,
Sammy.
Sammy.
Uh, Sorry, I still don't understand. I didn't get the explanation based on the graph. Maybe you can repeat it for me, please, in a summary.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
So
So
the
the
first
first
thing
thing
is
is
first
first
of
of
all,
all,
for
for
you
you
to
to
understand
understand
your
your
variable,
variable,
like
like
the
the
y-axis,
y-axis,
what
what
it
it
represents,
represents,
and the
and the
x-axis,
x-axis,
right?
right?
So
So
maybe to
maybe to
explain to
explain to
you,
you,
I
I
don't know
don't know
if
if
I
I
don't know
don't know
if I
if I
can
can
use
use
that
that
feature
feature
here,
here,
but
but
what is
what is
happening?
happening?
Let
Let
me
me
zoom
zoom
out.
out.
Let
Let
me
me
zoom
zoom
and share
and share
something.
something.
I want to share this one. Yeah.
So I have zoomed.
So you
So you
see,
see,
uh,
uh,
we
we
have
have
engine
engine
displacement
displacement
in
in
our
our
x-axis
x-axis
in
in
liters.
liters.
Then
Then
I
I
think
think
the
the
y-axis it
y-axis it
was
was
highway
highway
fuel.
fuel.
It
It
was
was
highway
highway
what?
what?
Let me
Let me
just
just
confirm.
confirm. Sorry,
I
I
think
think
it
it
was
was
Per gallon.
highway.
highway.
Miles per gallon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
highway
highway
miles
miles
per
per
gallon.
gallon.
Like
Like
how
how
much
much
in
in
terms
terms
of
of
distance
distance
can
can
this
this
vehicle
vehicle
uh, like
like
cover
cover
in
in
terms of
terms of
miles
miles
per
per
gallon.
gallon?
So
So
you
you
see,
see,
a
a
negative
negative
relationship.
relationship.
This
This
graph
graph
shows a
shows a
negative
negative
relationship.
relationship.
Like
Like
if I
if I
draw a
draw a
straight
straight
line,
line,
I
I
hope you
hope you
can
can
see
see
my
my
cursor
cursor
from
from
my
my
top
top
left
left
coming
coming
towards
towards
my
my
bottom
bottom
right.
right.
It
It
shows a
shows a
negative
negative
relationship.
relationship.
And
And
what
what
does
does
it
it
mean?
mean?
A
A
negative
negative
relationship
relationship
means,
means,
for
for
instance,
instance,
uh,
um,
sorry,
sorry,
a
a
negative
negative
relationship
relationship
here.
here.
Let
Let
me
me
try
try
to
to
explain.
explain.
As
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 um,
as
as
that is
that is
the
the
highway
highway
miles
miles
per
per
gallon
gallon
increases,
increases,
right?
right?
The
The
engine
engine
displacement
displacement decreases.
that's a
That's a
negative
negative
relationship.
relationship.
As
As
the
the
highway
highway
miles
miles
per
per
gallon
gallon
increases,
increases,
the
the
engine
engine
displacement
displacement
decreases.
decreases.
Like
Like
as
as
the
the
y-axis,
y-axis,
the
the
horizontal
horizontal, the
y-axis,
y-axis,
sorry, the
sorry, the
vertical
vertical
y-axis
y-axis
increases,
increases,
the
the
values
values
in
in
the
the
x-axis, the
x-axis, the
engine
engine
displacement
displacement
decreases.
decreases.
That's
That's
what you
what you
call
call
a
a
negative
negative
relationship.
relationship.
A
A
positive
positive
relationship,
relationship,
what it
what it
means,
means,
if
if
most
most
values, you
values, you
see
see
when
when
you
you
draw
draw
from
from
my
my
your
your
bottom,
bottom,
this is
this is
bottom
bottom
right,
right,
sorry,
sorry,
bottom
bottom
left
left
here,
here,
towards
towards
your
your
top
top
right.
right.
That
That
shows
shows
you
you
a
a
positive
positive
relationship.
relationship.
A
A
positive
positive relationship, it means
as
as
the
the
y-axis,
y-axis,
or
or
as
as
in
in
our
our
case
case
as
as
the
the
uh,
um,
highway
highway
miles
miles
per
per
gallon,
gallon,
like
like
the
the
distance
distance
covered
covered
increases,
increases,
even
even
the
the
engine
engine
displacement
displacement
increases.
increases.
But
But
if you
if you
find
find
now
now
these
these
values
values
like they
like
are
they are
scattered
scattered
all
all
over,
over,
it
it
means
means
that
that there's no relationship.
but
But
we'll
you will
cover
cover more
about
about
this
this
in
in
the
the
statistics
statistics
unit, the
unit, the
scatter
scatter
plots and
plots and
so
so
on,
on,
the
the
three
three
kinds
kinds
of
of
relationship.
relationship.
But
But
that's
that's
a
a
simple
simple
way
way
on
on
how
how
to
to
interpret it,
interpret it,
Sami.
Sami.
Is
Is
that
that
okay,
okay,
Um,
Sami,
Sami?
or
Or
I
I
have
have
confused you
confused you
more?
more
Because I
because I
wanted to
wanted
uh,
to
use
use
a
a
simple
simple
way.
way.
yeah, I understand the way you're saying a negative that relationship. But I'm talking when you say when I see like the way you're saying from the top left going down to the bottom right. How can you explain these dots that are being here? How would you explain starting with like you see in the at the top left there is that box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me call it box with two,
Okay,
Okay,
which
thank
thank
you.
you.
which will be the purpose of explaining to the client. Okay, I know the outliers, but and also it's not directly from how I see it is not directly uh,
It
It
is
is
called
called
a
a
perfect. It
perfect.
is
It is
not
not
a
a
perfect
perfect
negative
negative
relationship.
relationship.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
okay,
okay,
basically,
basically,
here
here
you
you
just
just
look
look
at
at
the
the
pattern
pattern
how
how it is moving. I know where your point is coming from. Maybe the customer is interested to know, maybe at maybe 3, when we are talking about maybe in terms of engine displacement at this point 3, how much fuel and so on, maybe something like that. For that one, you can always draw a line and so on. But in the statistics unit, there's a way that you can forecast, or there's a way the how you can be showed the values directly without even come. But the purpose of a scatter plot is just for you to have a general overview of how your data is distributed. And that is the intention. Like, it just gives you a general overview of how your data looks like. It is called exploratory data analysis. You can see it might not give you a definite before you go further, because you will learn what you call linear regression and so on. That's where now you can extract the core values and so on. But this one just gives you a general overview of how your data is related.
Oh, okay. Yeah, noted. That's fine.
Okay, thank you. Any other question? Okay. So this will be covered so much in the line of best fit and so on. This that now will come in regression, the statistics unit, the next unit that you are going to look into it. It is called the line of best fit, as Saloma said. Sorry. So the last thing we want to do with regards to this, let me reshare. So we want to use the diamonds data. So what you want to plot, first of all, you want to plot a bar plot. And this bar plot is mostly used in categorical data. And I'm going to explain what categorical. Like, in this class, we are having male and female. Of course, that is called binary categorical. Or let me say, in this class, we are coming from various countries. We have our colleagues from Rwanda, we have our colleagues from Zambia, we have our colleagues from Uganda, and we have our colleagues from Kenya. So there's no way of day that Kenya will be Uganda and so on. So that is categorical kind of data. And mostly we use bar plots. Like, maybe I'm interested to know in this class, how many students are from Uganda, how many students are from Kenya, how many are from Rwanda and Zambia. So that is called categorical data. So mostly we use a bar plot to come up with such kind of plots. But now in this session, I want us to use the data set called diamonds data set. Maybe we can read more about the diamonds data set. So this data set, it contains prices of over 50,000 round cut diamonds. And so it contains both the prices and attributes of these diamonds. So the data set, the name that is being stored, it is stored as diamonds, the name of our data frame. And our data frame has 53,940 rows and 10 variables. The first column is the price of these diamonds. What's the price in US dollars? Then in diamonds, you have what called carat. Carat in diamonds is the weight of the diamond. It is measured in what called carat. So it varies between 0.2 to 5.01 carat. Then we have what called cat. Cat now represent what called the categorical variable. It shows the quality of the cat. We have fair cat, good, very good, premium, and ideal. Maybe I'm interested to know, out of my more than 50,000 diamonds, how many have a fair cat? How many have a good cat? Very good, premium, and ideal, but in form of visualization, just an overview. Then color, the diamond's color, the clarity, and so on. So those are some of the attributes of the diamond. So we can go further and view our data set. So this is our data set, the diamonds data set. So that's our diamonds data set. So we want to now plot. I want us to plot bar plot, and I'm interested to know how many diamonds had an ideal cut. Not like I just want to have a general overview. I'm not interested in the exact number, but I'm just interested to know like general overview of how many have this cut and so on. So to do so, let us copy our last line of code, this one, the one that we came up with a scatter plot, and paste it here. Then we are going just to do editing. We're going to do some kind of editing, and I want to see people if they still remember. What's the first editing that we are going to do to this code? The first editing, anyone who can try? Yes.
Change the name of the dataset.
Yes, we are going to change the name of dataset from MPG to diamonds. It is diamonds, yeah, this one. Vanessa, I saw your hand was also up.
Maybe the next one you're going to change geom point to geom bar.
Yeah, we are going to change geom point to geom bar because it's a bar plot. Then maybe for this one I can assist you. Mapping will still remain, aesthetic will still remain. Sorry, but the x-axis will be cut. Like the cut that you have seen, we have how many? Sorry, we have how many type of cuts? The ideal cut, the premium cut, fair, and good. But the y-axis, I'm going to use what called fill. Like fill, it will assist you to fill the color. Remember we said aesthetic also, it shows you the visual attributes in your data. So I'm going to say fill, then cut. So when I run, you can see the visualization. And another beauty about these data science libraries in R is that it even gives you the like the color itself automatically. That is, we call it in R linear transformation. Of course, you can customize and so on. That is in advanced level. You can also put these labels. There's a book that I'm going to share with you. It has all those if you want to add more attributes. But this one, whatever we are doing is just basic. It gives you an overview of what can happen. Maybe something that I can explain to you, someone might be interested to know. How now can I? We have said that when you are going to the board is not supposed to see the codes here, whatever we are doing here. How will I ensure that this is what they are gonna see? So if I want to put this in my PowerPoint presentation and so on, you click, you see where it is written export. There is a drop down there. When you click on it, you can save it as an image, you can save as a PDF, or you can copy to clipboard, meaning that you can copy and paste where and paste in a PowerPoint presentation. So this is just basics from our essentials. In case you want to go deeper into R, there's a book, a very interesting book that I'm going to share with you. Very simple, straightforward. It is an online booklet. So I just want to give you an opportunity to ask questions because this is the end of our R Essentials session. And I hope you have the curriculum. I have been following it keenly. I have covered whatever we are supposed to cover there. Any questions with regards to R Essentials? Apart from the project, I'm going to share with you a mini project tomorrow. Then there were, I think someone missed on data exportation. I'm recording a video. I'll be sharing that one. So on the project, I'll share tomorrow, and you submit latest by Sunday. Sunday will be 30th, so that on 1st, you'll be starting a new unit on statistics for business analytics and data science. Your third unit. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. In case you don't have a question, just yes, Sammy.
What you mean is now you're done with art, or how are we going? Is this now we need to do some more practice by ourselves, or what's the whole idea behind this art essentials? Because looks like it's just basic. It's in depth, but it has given us the rough idea. But are we going eventually to be trained like a tool that we can use like from the start to the end, like comprehensively, or just a touching, and then it's up to us and go and practice more and try to dig up for ourselves.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, the R Essentials is one unit in the curriculum, and mostly the purpose of it is for those people who are interested in R. But whatever we have covered so far, for instance, for a data analyst, you can handle almost, I can say, 95% of the data analysis work, because I have gone a bit deeper. But in terms of the tool now, the curriculum is built mainly on Python. in terms of end-to-end data science and business analytics program. In fact, even IBEC exam projects, they are done using Python. Then we have Tableau for data visualization, then SQL for data engineering and so on. So those are the main areas that the curriculum is built around. Of course, the statistics is also end to end. It is built using the statistics is it is using Excel, but it is the statistics unit is a mix of the two. That is the theory and practical. So, but the curriculum end to end, the projects that the students do normally for CDS, it is around Python, which is very simple and applied by most of the company. Like the learning curve is very simple. But the results, whatever we are doing in R, it is being done in Python also, like to come up with these plots and so on. I hope that is fine, Sunny.
Yeah, that's fine. But from your experience, I hear like most people say like R is a bit complicated compared to Python. Or what do you think from using both of them at some point or currently using? Which one would you prefer in terms of applying
Okay,
for project?
I can say R is complicated. Okay, for me, where I am currently, I'm still using R, but I'm transitioning to Python because um, like recently in 20 it was on in 20 this is 2022 in November, R also tried to start making some changes to transition it the language to be as much simpler, dynamic as Python, and also to include more resources because Python is gaining a lot of popularity due to its simplicity. uh, it is how can I put it, like it can easily be integrated with existing technologies in the companies and so on. That's why R Python most companies, most guys are using, but in the job market they normally say whichever, because these are open source tools, whichever. But if you want to easily integrate with other technologies, Python works easily as compared to R. It is only that also R came earlier. Like myself, I started using it in 2014. Before now, I started learning Python. At that time, Python for data science was not very common. Yeah. So the question is, organizations accept whichever, but the one for that is easily used is Python.
Okay, so you wouldn't advise people to learn more or to put more time learning this. You'd rather person, I mean, you would advise someone to do more of a Python
Okay,
than
it depends.
R.
I can say it depends with the time you have an interest, but it is good you specialize in one thing and become an expert first, maybe instead of diverting. But as I have said, whatever you are doing, the end results, even if you are using Python or R, you are going to end up with the same end result. It is only that the learning curve, but maybe given that most of us are working and so on, you can first of all become an expert in one. Then I think after that, you can also create time maybe to try others and so on. That's the advice I can give.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Any other question?